Woo! It's a hot one today, but I got something special for you. I'm just leaving one of my favorite spots, and I'm going to light up something real good. Today, it's the one and only by La Barba. Next on the Lancer Life. I came to you guys a couple of weeks ago with the first cigar I've ever smoked from La Barba, the La Barba Purple, and today I'm up on my game with the La Barba one and only. Take a look at the cigar. This cigar comes only in the Toro Extra 6x50. Beautiful wrapper, 15-year Ecuador Habano with, I believe, a Corojo binder and possibly filler, as well as Pelo D'Oro, otherwise known as Hair of Gold, inside. 500 boxes of 10 cigars, very limited production. The critics say we're going to get rich, spicy leather, some mineral earth, full body choker. The other thing I want you to take another good look at, take a look at this wrapper. Well, look at the video of the wrapper. Some interesting artwork by Jade Rivera, a Miami artist. And this label, the image, was supposed to be in the style of an opera known as the Barba of Seville. To me, it looks like Sweeney Todd, the psychopath Barba, but hey, it's okay. It's pretty slick cigar, good artwork. Check out Jade's website, Jade Rivera, and look at some of the art he's done. Pretty interesting stuff. For those of you, this is your first time, La Barba is a relatively new cigar company. I think they've been around since 2014, maybe. Is a collaboration between Tony Bellatto and Craig Rossi. The image on the cigar it's an image of Tony Bellatto. I've met him, cool dude. Going to try to get out to Ohio and meet him when I begin to make my way out there. This is going to give me a pretty interesting flavor with the 15-year-old Ecuadorian wrapper and of course Pelo D'Oro. Pelo D'Oro means chain smoke and sweet flavor. I mean, that's the one thing. I think this represents like the 5th cigar this year I probably had with Pelo D'Oro. So when I know that that's in the filler, I have an idea of what I'm going to get. It just, matters what the quantity of the Pelo D'Oro will be inside that cigar. This is not a cheap cigar. This is about a $13 cigar for this Toro. It feels a little heavier than a Corona Gorda, but it's a good size. I must have done something wrong because we're burning unevenly, so we got to go through the touch them up thing to get this thing to burn right. Yeah. I encourage you to go out and find the next great cigar. I think that La Barba may be the next great cigar brand. Limited quantities, but so far from the 2 lines I've smoked, they're definitely on the right track. Now this cigar is a collaboration with Caldwell, from Robert Caldwell. So, you know, Caldwell is the maker of Eastern Standard, Blind Man's Bluff, a couple of other good cigars. I'm getting a nice amount of pepper, some leather. If a cigar could be either light side or dark side, this cigar is definitely in the dark side. I'm not getting the sweetness that I expect from Pelo D'Oro, not yet. But I'm getting leather. It's starting to get a little beef chewy, like beef jerky, with a lot of pepper. Like crushed pepper beef jerky would be how I describe it, except no sweet. But the spice is beginning to not just be heat spice. It's also starting to turn into a cooking spice, like cardamom or coriander. Like if you toast some coriander, it's starting to give kind of that floralness, but not sweet, not yet. Now, it's early, sports fans. I've always said you gotta let it heat up. The only unfortunate part is I don't do time-lapse photography in the ride. Once I get to where I'm going, man, I'm out. Yeah. Check out some of the other cigars on the La Barba website. I think it's www.labarba.com. Real easy. You'll see the images that Tony and Craig have up. Interesting website design. It's not the old standard stodgy homepage stuff. They include some videos and discussions, a lot of imagery on those guys. Really what it gives you is an idea and insight in the guys, which I dig, especially they're new. So, you know, you're not just buying their cigars, you're kind of buying into who they are, their idea, and their philosophies, which is good. As I've said earlier, $13 stick. What does that mean? Not an everyday on my budget. This is a once in a while stick. This is a cigar that I would absolutely have after a round of barbecue ribs or a steak or a big piece of lamb shank or something like that. This would be a cigar I would probably enjoy with a red wine, where the tannins get to circulate around in your mouth and on your taste buds, plus the pepper. I think I would bring that out all together. I would also drink it with, you know, my typical darks, but I wouldn't get a sweet. So, for this one, I think a rye whiskey, even though I'm not a big fan of ryes, a rye whiskey I think would go well with this rather than a typical bourbon. I wouldn't go Irish whiskey. Irish whiskey is a little light in the pants for me. I would go with a smoky or a salty or a peaty Scotch. I wouldn't go with a lowland, something light. I just think that because of the potency of the cigar, whatever you're drinking ought to have big draws to go along with it. It doesn't seem like it when you're drawing it in, but if you're not careful and you do a retrohale on this, this'll bite you. So just keep that in mind. Ash is hanging in there, but it's starting to bloom out towards the end, which means I'm not going to get a lot of hang time, but that's okay. well designed, starting to self-correct. See there? Starting to self-correct. Just got to keep the long part down so that hot ash falls down and burns that up, and keep from building a canoe. Some of the pepper is starting to back off a little bit now, and I can see where, and well, I know because I've smoked a couple of these before, that it will back off, it will relax itself, it'll coat the tongue, all the flavors will come together, and it just turns into a beautiful, beautiful smoke. I think the other thing that's cool about this cigar, it's hot as sin outside, and it's perfect for that. South Americans eat chili and spicy food because it makes you sweat, and the sweat helps to cool the body. You know what I'm saying? This will make you sweat. I'm not sure that I would agree with the idea that it is a full-bodied cigar. Even with the Pelo D'Oro, it is a full-flavored cigar, but I don't get the full body. It's full of flavor though, full of flavor. There aren't too many places where you're going to be able to find a cigar with only 500 boxes of 10. I think that's right. Yeah, 5,000 cigars. You're just not going to find this cigar everywhere. I'd encourage you to look on their website, see who they distributed from. I know of only 2 places in the Philadelphia area that carries it. It's not that I've checked, but just from my frequent haunts, I know 2 places that carry it. If you find it, try it. If you like Padron 1964, definitely compare this to a Padron 1964, which is a fuller body, full flavored cigar. If you like the aging room Pelo D'Oro, comparable to the Pelo D'Oro, I think this might have a little bit more complexity than the Pelo D'Oro. Just good smoke. None of the mineral that I expected. My recollection is the minerals come in a little bit later. So, again, the ash now has corrected itself. Good draw, good construction, good taste, good smoke, good guide, good cigar. So, La Barba, the one and only in its size, of its kind. Go check it out. Charles Kelly from Lance Life, signing out. Peace out, Cub Scout. Stay cool.